Brigitte hadn't left the city in years, and she had never traveled in the company of a bot. That, more than the destination, made her restless. Renee, at least, didn't look like one. Her body carried all the right proportions: height, hip, gait. She walked as if she had weight in her joints, her stride human enough to pass in a crowd. Unlike the older generations, her skin didn't gleam with metallic polish or bend like plastic. It held warmth, texture, supple, faintly porous like real flesh. The outer layer was spun from mycelial fibers woven with adaptive bioplastics, tuned to the air around her. If the atmosphere grew dry, she retained moisture. If it soured with toxins, nanofibers stiffened beneath her surface. Even her scent shifted faintly, something between mushroom spores and vinyl. She hid her form beneath a loose slate gray jumpsuit, belted low on her waist. Nothing clung, nothing invited the eye. A platinum blonde bob wig framed her face, bangs straight across the brow, sides brushing her jawline. She looked deliberately anonymous, like someone passing through without leaving an imprint. Brigitte was the opposite. She projected presence like a flare, tall, athletic, with raven black hair cropped at the shoulders, tousled as if wind and sweat had their way with it. Her sleeveless tank top clung to her chest and revealed the clean geometry of her abs, arms bronzed and veined from training, cargos fitted close at the hips, tucked into black leather boots with silver buckles. Fingerless gloves left her tattoo exposed, a stylized sigil etched onto the inside of her wrist, her emblem of resilience. Another curled along her upper arm, a Mobius loop that seemed to fold space inside and shimmer, changing its pattern depending on how you looked at it. She finished her look with a platinum stud, a nose ring, and aviators that mirrored rather than revealed. Everything about her said, "Don't mess with me." And there I was. No one on the train could see that my consciousness had come along for the ride. Through Renee's quantum link, I tasted the air, the sway of her body, the flicker of her augmented perception. Through Brigitte's implant, I had only the faintest tether, soon to be cut when she stepped beyond the city's range. My vantage point was doubled and uncertain, an extra sense streaming over the tasks I still carried out for the UPA high atop Mont Royal. I arranged transport, a hydrogen-powered private railcar, waiting at the Gare Lucien Lallier, sleek, self-sufficient. It would run them west along the shore of the island, through ghost towns, and into the forest fringe where Henry had gone. Once, people would have taken Autoroute 20 in their combustion cars. Now that road lay beneath roots and moss, vines cracking the concrete, flora reclaiming the strip of land that had cut it apart. The train clung to the shoreline, skimming through Lachine and Dorval. Out the windows, the wreckage of what once were commuter neighborhoods stretched in black husks. 10 years ago, the first island firestorm had swept through here. It left whole districts charred to their basements, a scab of stone and twisted steel where lives once clustered. The drought had primed the place like tinder, abandoned houses dried and brittle until a single bolt of lightning ignited it all. Brigitte and Renee fell quiet, their reflections caught against the glass, eyes on the ruins. Firestorms were not rare anymore. At any given moment, dozens raged somewhere across the continents, searing through parched vegetation and erasing towns that stood in the wildland-urban interface. They were a cleansing force, though no one dared call them that, scouring human intrusion from ecosystems, burning away structures never meant to endure without constant defense. Brigitte broke the silence.
Can you imagine being here when it hit, realizing there was no way to stop it?
I think the ones who survived were the ones who sized up the situation, dropped everything and ran, dragging whoever they could with them.
I stayed quiet, letting the two of them find their rhythm without my intrusion.
So it looks like everything hinges on finding the boss's son.
Looks that way, but I don't think he'll be that hard to find. All we have to do is ask if anyone has seen Henry, the guy whose father owns the island. It won't take long.
I know Frank's hoping that Henry can lead us in the right direction so we can discover his original source code. How about you? Brigitte's what's in it for you?
I want to know if my father had a hand in the Omega Plague. People whisper the NDFS pushed mirror life bacteria into the world on purpose. Some claim a radical faction wanted to hit the reset button, wipe out humanity so the planet could breathe again. New Eden by extinction.
Humans? I thought AI was responsible for the apocalypse.
Depends on whose conspiracy theory you buy. Maybe it was politics, maybe zealotry, maybe both. Doesn't matter. If my father was part of it, I need to know.
Sounds fucked up either way.
Talking about fuck-ups, I'm not so sure that I didn't fuck up by going along with Frank's plan to bring Henry back to the city. I know he's using me as bait, but I've got a bad feeling.
Because of him?
You know that Henry and I have a thing going on.
Yeah, Frank made sure to let me know about your situation.
When I see Henry, it'll be the first time I see him in the flesh.
So?
So, what if I can't walk away? What if I'm a breeder? What if my holobiont decides family matters more than the city? Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I'd want to stay. No offense to you or Frank, but a meaningful relationship might do me a lot of good. Imagine starting a family.
Brigitte, I think you're getting ahead of yourself. You haven't even seen him yet. He might not turn you on. Or you might find that living in the Outlands is not such a good idea.
I know it sounds crazy, but we're about to arrive in Sainte-Anne-de-Bellevue, a town named after Saint Anne, the mother of the Virgin Mary. You know about her? Baby Jesus and the Immaculate Conception. Maybe I'm just picking up on the historic vibe. Anyway, we're almost there. Do you need help with your backpack?
No, I'm good.
Then let's see what fate has in mind.
The railcar doors hissed open. They stepped into the quiet station. The air was thick with green, the musk of earth and leaves, water in the distance, the Outlands. They were not alone. A woman approached across the platform. Slender, 40s, her eyes bright brown and alive. Her long black hair was pulled into a ponytail, her dress a beadwork of Kanawaki Mohawk tradition. Wooden beads and feathered earrings swayed with her stride. Her smile was radiant, calm, as if she had been waiting.
Welcome to Aquay on Tehran, our home in the forest. We've been expecting you. My name is Nia Wei Eo, but everyone calls me Winnie. I'll take you to our village. It's not far. You can rest, wash, then meet some of our pod.
Expecting us? How did you know we were coming?
Let's say your intentions preceded you and announced your pending arrival.
Brigitte frowned, confusion shadowing her sharp edges. I knew better than to interrupt, but I recognized the aura. A dream walker, a woman who leaned into futures before they arrived.
Where are my manners? Sorry, I was just a bit surprised, but pleased that you came to greet us. My name is Brigitte, and this is my AI agent, Renee.
Pleasure to meet you, Winnie, and thank you for taking the time to come and greet us.
No problem. Right this way. Follow me.
As they followed, Renee bent closer to Brigitte and whispered,
With the vision you gave me, I can see him. 300 meters left in that stand of trees, watching. If I had to guess, I'd say Henry came to see you too.